Hey guys, thank you. This is the Truth Be Told with myself, Tbeyb. You are listening in on KUAW Radio. If you're listening to me over the air, or let me bag up. If you have a business or an event that you would like sponsor here on KUAW Radio, make sure to shoot us an email at kuaw985@gmail.com. We do check our emails. So again, any events going on, any business that you would like promote, help us help you. And let me see, if you are watching me or listening to me over the air and you would like to watch me live, hop over to our Facebook page, KUAW Radio. Make sure to like and subscribe to our Facebook page. We are also available 24/7 on the World Wide Web. That's www.kuaw.org. We are KUAW Radio, all social media platforms, wherever you decide to get your entertainment pleasure, whether it be Instagram, speaking of Instagram, hey Instagram, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, Twitch, whatever, search, type in KUAW Radio. Make sure to like, and share, subscribe wherever you get your listening pleasure so that your family and friends can have access to the great content that we have here at KUAW Radio. Okay, and this is the Truth Be Told, of course, with myself, Tbeyb. Hi, of course, with myself, Tbeyb. I thank you guys for my listeners tuning in this week. It's been a while. It seems like it's been a while since I've been live or whatever. So, I'm excited to be here with you guys today, even though I know today's show is going to maybe, I hope not ruffle some feathers, but it's one of those conversations that hold on, let me turn the volume down on this. It's one of those conversations that we gotta have because that's what's going on in the world today. You know what I'm saying? It's what's going on in the world today, and we gotta talk about it. So ain't no better place than here to talk about it with me, So yeah. So we're going to get right into it. No, actually, yeah. No, let's not. First of all, there's this video going around. Let's start with this, okay? There's this video going around on social media. This guy has his baby mother. He's bringing his son some food. He has one child by her. She has 3 other children in the house, okay? She's arguing with him saying that, he cannot give this food to his son because he didn't bring food for all the other children, which are not his children. But she's saying it's not fair that one child being able to eat McDonald's and then the other children aren't eating because she don't get her food stamps to the 11th. You know what I'm saying? He like, where they daddies at? Like, I felt him. Okay, so I can see both sides of it. You don't want one child to feel, the other children to feel left out or unloved or, because they got to eat sandwiches and then the other kid got McDonald's, so maybe not let the kid eat the McDonald's in front of the other children. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that. Maybe just let him go with his father because obviously, if you're complaining about him not providing food for the other children that aren't his children, aren't his responsibility, if you're complaining about that, then obviously you can't afford to go buy your other children McDonald's or whatever, and I just let the boy go with his daddy. You know what I'm saying? You know what? Let me go ahead and pack him a little bag and I'm just going to let him come with you for the night. You can bring him back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We can solve that problem right here and there. This girl takes the food and throw it in the middle of the street. Okay. And see, and this all going to tie in together about the conversation that we're going to have today because what America then did to, and what America then did. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say that. And how our people play on emotions. And our people fall right into the trap all the time. But anyway, she took the food, threw the food in the middle of the street. If you ain't bringing enough for all the children, no, you can't bring none for just one, which That's his child. Like that's his responsibility. That's the only responsibility he has in that household. That y'all not even together. I could see if y'all was together, you know what I'm saying? Then okay, yeah, you're gonna do for one, do for all, but y'all not even together. He's just making sure that his son can eat. Cause like you said, ain't no food in the house because you don't get no food stamps to the 11th. You got 4 children and you dependent on getting food stamps on the 11th. I don't know what day this took place or how many days to the 11th this was, but I'm just saying, if you sit here and sacrifice that, that's your only means of feeding your children, that's a problem. I'm sorry to say it. Y'all might not want to hear it. Oh, well, put it in the comments. I read it. But come on now. We got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. And it's a mentality, okay? It's a mentality. It's crazy because I was getting into a conversation. We were talking about Republicans and Democrats, right? And I tell people, like, I don't understand why our people are so, we're Democrats. Well, I do understand. We've been programmed to think that way, right? We've been programmed to think that way because people like to play on our emotions, you know what I'm saying? And they like to, I don't know how to say this nicely. Oh, this truth be told about to get real today. Okay, so we're always looking for a savior. Okay, for someone to save us out of a situation. You know, it stems from a lot of different things, but we're always looking for a savior. So Democrats came in and they have this welfare programs and this housing programs, and we're going to give you this and we're going to give you that. And we see the government as some type of savior, to the point where you have people out here actually dependent on the government to live, to survive. That lady in that video clearly said, I don't get my food stamps to the 11th, meaning she can't feed her children that's in her household right now until the 11th, until the government provides this service for her. You know what I'm saying? To do this. And it has us being to where it's comfortable enough for you to be in a position to say, I don't get my food stamps to 11, yet you got 4 children in the house. You didn't learn that lesson with the first one? You didn't see how expensive it was to feed them with the second one? Like, you have 4 children in the house and you're dependent on the government to feed you. And then you're mad being like a bitter baby mama, basically. No, I'm talking about this video, y'all. So y'all comment on it if y'all seen it or whatever. But basically being like a bitter baby mama, not even allowing the man to be the man that he's supposed to be, like that he wants to be for his child. Like, you're hindering it, you're stopping it now. Like, you know, like, it's just, it was so much with that or whatever. But anyway, so we get into this with this thing, and it's a lot of people don't understand when it comes to like this voting and this government and, you know what I'm saying, the Constitution, all these kind of things like that or whatever. They say our people used to be Republicans. See, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. And I think we talked about this. I feel like you should be able to feel in whatever bubble you want to feel in. I don't care on what side of the thing they own. If I like them, I like them, and I like them. They should go good together. They should work good together. Like, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do no one side all, one side no. I'm a match around here and see when we can get some better things going on. Maybe that's what more of us need to start doing. Y'all got to do them actual paper ballots with them bubbles and fill the stuff in. So before, because I know people, we want to get into this so I just was talking about the voting in the oh goodness gracious, I was just talking about the voting in the voting, the Democrat and the Republicans and things like that. See, we got to be able to go off our own mind and what's going to be better for us and quit looking for a savior. Okay, be willing to go through, build yourself up, put yourself in a position to where you are being responsible with your life, to where you're not dependent on the government to take care of you, because we see what happens when you start depending on the government to take care of you. The government start thinking they can control every single thing. Now the government think they can control every single body. They think they can do whatever they want to do, basically. And it's because we've been allowing it. We allow the government to do whatever it is that they want to do just because we don't be understanding really what it is that we need to be doing. I hope that makes sense. If it don't, put in the comments, I'll read it. But so yeah, you gotta go with things that make sense, right? Because even though, so right now in Texas, okay, the Republicans is acting a fool in Texas. Y'all know I live in Texas and everything like that. And this is global community radio. So they have this bill in place that they are trying to basically remove Texas from the United States. Once again, Texas is always doing this. They always think they've been their own country and everything like that. But this bill, it has a lot in it. You know, it has a let me start bringing up some of this stuff. Like it's a lot, you know what I'm saying? And it's terrible. Of course, they wanted to address gun control, but nobody's really addressing the gun control. They don't think it's no problem with that. Even though I did see Biden sign into an order and it raised the age of like a more stricter background check for anyone under 21. Kudos on that, because I was just telling y'all, if y'all remember a couple of shows ago, I was just telling y'all the problem with gun control is like you don't need to remove the guns and them, but people are getting guns way too young. Like you're not even mature enough to be able to handle this type of responsibility. You know, it was just too easy for 18-year-olds to, you know, get a hold of these type of weapons and things like that. And then we talking about, you know, it was just too much. So definitely kudos on the raising that age to 21 and just the stricter background checks on yeah, I'm definitely with that. So let me see if I saved this. Man, it's crazy because I be seeing stuff throughout the week, y'all, and I'll be like, dang, I should say that. Or if I probably save it, I don't know what I save it on. See, this got the, yeah, I'm definitely gonna talk about that, but I don't want to talk about that yet. Okay, let me see if it's on Facebook. But the Texas plan, it's a lot in it. It's crazy the way that it's blown out. And of course, the reason that what I want to get to is that they are trying to revoke the Voters Act, the voters' rights thing. So y'all know they just overturned Roe versus Wade, which we're gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build, get y'all, let the like, share, get the audience in here. We're gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? But so that was the first step. That was one thing that they did with, and I'm gonna break that down for y'all a lot, but dang, it ain't in there either. I don't know where I saved that at, y'all. I must have been on TikTok. I'm gonna find it for next time. We'll talk about it next time. But so yeah, but so they were thinking about, and that's gonna go into another emotional reaction from our people, just as much as an emotional reaction that we're seeing right now with the Roe versus Wade, right? The same type of emotional reaction that we're seeing from a lot of people right now, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. It's gonna, when they head to the Voters Act, voters' right. Let me see. Well, I want to make sure I get the name of it right, because what it is, you know, they think about that's gonna a lot of people gonna try to use that as a reason of why, you know, like they feel like voting important anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like our people do need to start waking up, because we do need to start taking more responsibility in things like voting. And I say that every year. I think it's very important that we do, at least on the very least, the local Voter Act of 1965. So the Voters' Right Act of 1965 is a landmark piece of federal legislation in the United States that prohibits racial discrimination in voting, basically. Also, the Voters' Rights Amendment to the Constitution. The Supreme Court has chipped away at the Voting Rights Act for 9 years. This case could be read. I'm trying to think to get into repeal the voting. Yeah, here we go. Repeal Voting Rights Act. Biden is the president. Ban trans health care, which is crazy. Oh, so that was part of the Texas thing. They want to ban the voters' right. The platform also urges the repeal of the Voter Right Act of 1965, which prohibits racial discrimination in voting arrangements. And there's much else besides forced prayer, forced birth, forced speech. Oh my goodness, America, goodness gracious. Y'all see what I'm talking about? But so here's the thing with the Voters' Right Act, the thing that we're gonna get into a whole nother show on that, but I feel like because if it doesn't happen, if I see it start rolling out, then I start talking about it a little bit more. But right now it's more it's speculation. So we're gonna see what they do with this or how this goes. But for right now, yeah, I just want people to understand the importance of, because if it's a reason why that we're trying to stop it, we got to understand everything that is done, there's a reason behind it being done. And we got to try to, it's like the game of chess. Like you got to try to figure out and strategize against the next couple of moves that your opponent could make. Because it's like an opponent. Life is a chess game. You know what I'm saying? We live in this life. We're living in America with people running America that really shouldn't be in charge of America at this day and age, and what the things that we're doing in this awakening, you know, and we really are not going to see progression as a country until we can remove these people from our government and leadership and replace them with fresher minds that is going to be more in favor of conservatism. I think that's the word that I'm looking for, liberalism, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like not trying to put their foot on everybody's neck and feel like they have to preserve their race. You know, like, because that's really what it's about. And if y'all don't know, I'm going to tell y'all in a minute we can get into it now. Because I still got 10 minutes in this segment before I got to go on break. So let's get into it. There was a lady, and I'm going to pull up her name because I want to make sure that you guys get all well into this. Okay. So a Congress lady, part of Trump's, which I don't even understand how Trump got in it, or how Trump, I do understand. Once I start looking into it, I did start understanding why they were saying it was a win for Trump, because the 3 of the justices that was on the Supreme Court thing, I believe he had put there. So they called it a win for Trump. And so they had did this press conference or rally or something like that. So Republican Congresswoman Mary Miller, you know, she had thanked Donald Trump for the historic victory for white life. Okay. And see, let me tell you how people be all in their emotions and all in their feelings, you know what I'm saying, and how people play on our feelings and stuff like that or whatever. Because see, they said that and they automatically think like, oh, they trying to, I don't know what they think, like that's a bad thing or whatever. But she really came out and told y'all why y'all shouldn't be mad about this Roe versus Wade overturn. And if you, to be honest with you, because I guess we're gonna have to get into it. If we really think about it, you know, the things that I've talked about it several times. You know what I'm saying? I always talk about it on the show. I always tell you guys how I feel about how sex is taught, how it's taught to our children, how our children are sexualized and all types of things. And it's just too much, you know, like we shouldn't be doing all that, right? But however, they want to think that it was a fight for this and start protesting for this and all this other kind of stuff or whatever. When they tell you, see, when they start making major moves like that, like they are starting to mess with something that has not been messed with in over 50 years. Roe versus Wade has been in effect for the last 50 years, okay? So when they start doing things like that, understand that there's a reason that things like this is going on, right? And it really ain't got nothing to do with you, but you're going to be the one to get mad about it. Trust and believe that. Well, we know that. But because, you know, the Democrats, they are this pro-life, pro-trans, pro everything, let everybody do whatever they want to do and all this other kind of stuff or whatever, like everyone is included, blah blah blah, and all this, yeah. So all that kind of stuff, right? So now, you know, okay, so she got in there and she said this historic victory for white life. Now, why would she say that? Because now, see, here's the thing. When they have this thing where they feel like they're the superior race, the European we're talking about here. I don't even know why they call themselves white. They're not white, they're Europeans, okay? But so the Europeans, they have this thing of where they think they are the superior race, and for some reason they have to preserve their race, right? And so when they start seeing themselves expire the way that they are expiring, and they want to consider themselves the majority of America, when in all actuality that is coming to an end, right? You know how much you didn't hear about the census this year? Like, that is coming to an end. They are seeing that. They are projecting that. They want to make sure that European stars able to stay in power, because see, we want to put all these liberal people and Mexicans and Arabs and Asiatics, and everybody can be up in the government. We need a whole mixed government. We voting everybody in the government, but they want to, my live stream, they want to keep it European. It ain't working like that no more. They are, you know what I'm saying? They are decreasing at a large rate. Okay. They feel like turning this is going to have a chance to save the number of abortions that are being performed on European women. They do not care about our women having abortions. There's the thing. They never cared about our women having abortions, okay? Because they try to kill you with the birth control in the hospital when you had a baby, taking care of the baby. The doctors don't even treat you right. Like, they try to kill you the whole step of the way. So, or make sure your baby, like, come on now. And that's just being real. I'm sorry if that's just too much for y'all, but put in the comments, I'll read it. But that's just the truth. It's an ugly truth, but it's the truth. So they're not worried about the thing. They're not worried about this. That's why she said it the way that she said it. She said that historic victory for white life, right? And the thing about it is, you think about prohibition. When alcohol was illegal, that didn't stop people from drinking alcohol. That didn't stop people from selling alcohol. It just made it illegal. People still gonna be, if they want to get an abortion, the thing about it is, they want to get abortion, they want to get abortion. But why are we so in an uproar about being able to get an abortion, right? Now, I understand, here's the thing. I understand that the government, and this one part of it I do not like, but at the end of the day, you have to pick and choose what you give your energy to. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm saying don't give your energy to it. That's what I'm saying. Don't be distracted by what's really going on. Don't be distracted from this, and they you know what I'm saying, all the protests and all the emotions and all this other kind of stuff, and you can't see what's on the other side. See, the smoke and mirrors, bro. It's the United States of America, and the thing about it is, every time they do some stuff like this, we shouldn't have to tell it. We shouldn't have to say this. You should already know. You know what I'm saying? You should already know. Like, that you should already know. Like, you know what they do. You know they pattern. You know. Come on now. Look for the real that's going on. Watch for the real to start coming out in a minute when it's going on or whatever. Don't get all worked up, giving your energy something that don't matter. And then at the end, I was just talking to people, understand, they say that we're at a war and there's going to be a civil war and all this other kind of stuff. People, these conversations I be having with people, by the way, right? There's going to be a civil war and all this other kind of stuff or whatever. And the thing about it is, it's like what we are going through in America, our people, this melanated people, what our people are going through, it's not something that's going to be fought on a physical battle, like on a plane of manifest. It's going to have to be something mentally, spiritually that comes across our people, that happens with our people, for us to elevate to the people that we are supposed to be, to take our rightful place in this world and be able to live the way that we are supposed to be living. And not underneath somebody's neck or not underneath somebody's power, somebody controlling us, right? But that's not going to be something we don't have enough guns. We just don't. There's not enough. You know what I'm saying? But it's something that has to be done within us, our mentality, because we're way more powerful. Beyonce told you that in one of her songs. We're way more powerful than this violence and lower self things. Like, if we if we, and I'm saying us as a people, our people, if we start dwelling in our higher self and moving in our higher self, what that means is on higher frequencies, higher energy, understanding the universal laws, understanding how to attract and create the way that you are meant to create. You know what I'm saying? Being the image of God on this earth. I don't care what religion you're in, whatever book you read, in some way, shape, or form, it tells you that you were made in the image and after the likeness of God. You know what I'm saying? So to step into that power, that is going to be something that's not done on a plane of manifest. That has to be done spiritually. That has to be done through your mind. And that has to be done by protecting and controlling what you give your energy to, right? There's no way that our people should be this mad and in an uproar over the overturning of Roe versus Wade, because your mission should not to be out here having sex, laying down to the point where you need an abortion. Okay. And that should not be one of your backup plans that you feel that you should have in the back of your mind. Not saying that it's rightfully wrong, because are right. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we have to take more responsibility and accountability for our bodies and who it is that we are, and stop trying to just be out here accidentally doing things and then trying to find ways to correct it, or getting ourselves in situations to where we will even have to be in a thing like that. Is live your life better. What do you mean? Live your life better. Period. You shouldn't have to, our people should not be in an uproar like this. Facebook, social media, all the things that was going on, the stuff that I seen is disgusting. This should not be. Man, it's crazy, because I'm gonna have to come back with this, because I gotta take a break. I only got 2 minutes left. But yes, it's like they do these things, and we feeding off our emotions, and we just drown right into it, and we bring our energy down to that. And so then we start attracting that energy around us as well, you know? So it's like, it's be protective of what you give your energy to. That is controlling your thoughts. Like, that is the first step in this spiritual war. Yeah, see, I know a lot of people think it's gonna be it might be a physical war. So, like I said, civil war, new civil war, whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Whatever people are thinking is going to be happening, because they're going to keep doing things. This is just the first step. They got more plans. They got other laws they want to revoke. They got other things that they want to overturn that you are going to think is directly affect a reflection of your life on purpose. That you are going to think it's a direct indication or indentation of something that's directly affecting you. But it's meant to seem like that, because it affects the person, it affects the race of people that created, right? I was just telling people this about this when we talking about these voter rights. See, if you knew your nationality, you claim your nationality, you know who you were, you wouldn't be worried about no voter rights, because that don't apply to you. That don't apply to you. Find your place. Find who you are, your ancestors. That doesn't apply to you. You know, so it's like you got to get into that mindset. You got to know who you are in there. That's why I see that like I said, it's going to be so emotional at first. Everybody going to be dwelling in their emotions and everything like that. They count on us being an emotional people. Yeah. They count on us being an emotional people and not moving off of logic and not thinking and not, it's just so much. But we're going to get into it. I got to take a break. I wonder if he can hear me. I gotta take a break. We gotta take our sponsorships, but then we're gonna come back because I got this chart, and like I said, things have been kind of crazy over this thing or whatever. So definitely gotta come back. So right now I'll take a break. I ask you guys to bear with us. Let us get this sponsorship out the way, and we'll be right back. Hey, Instagram. Alrighty, and we are back. I appreciate you guys for bearing with us. Again, if you have an event or a business that you like sponsored here on KUAW, make sure to send us an email at kuaw985@gmail.com. We are Kansas City's global community radio. So help us help you be a part of the community, get spread the word for what it is that you have going on and help promote amongst our viewers. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so let's get back into it. Okay. So, all right. Let me find my little chart here. Okay. Cool. Because see, there's a lot of people things that when this is why I say our people are emotionally tied to things instead of logically thinking about things, right? Because when we, they talk about overturning this Roe versus Wade, women not having a choice, being forced to have a baby. And of course, everybody's first go to is number one, rape. Okay. Number one, rape. 0.05%, less than 0.05% or less than 0.5% of abortions that occurred last year out of how many abortions was it? I believe the number is like 63 million or something like that. Maybe not million, it's something. Okay, so 0.5% was victim of rape. Let's just say that, okay? Now, we know that this happens, okay? And it's gonna be one of them black market. I mean, they really just opened up a whole black market for Mexico. They think baby people was gonna go get BBLs. Baby, come on now. But anyway, right, okay. 3% was fatal health problems. Because we do know that sometimes things go wrong in a pregnancy where you cannot, you shouldn't have the baby. Physical health problem, 4% physical health problems. So I put that 7% together. You know what I'm saying? So 7% of the abortions that were performed last year were because of health problems, right? 4% would interfere with education or career. I don't really know how 7%, let me just keep going. 7% not mature enough to raise a child. 8% didn't want to be a single mother. 19% was done having children. Now that number was really high. So when I see done having children, I see that that's like, in my mind, older women who get pregnant like in their late 30s or 40s or something like that, and they don't want to have any more children. You know what I'm saying? To me, in my mind, that's, again, probably more Europeans than our people. Let's be real. I honestly believe that. You know what I'm saying? But that's that 19. Listen, okay. 19%. Then 23% was can't afford a baby. 25% was not ready for a child. Not ready for a child. Who y'all think that percentage is with? You know what I'm saying? 6% is other reasons. Okay. Now here's my thing. Y'all know it was Music Month, and I was supposed to be breaking down some song lyrics and all kind of stuff like that. I really wanted to do Nas, If I Ruled the World. That was one I really wanted to do, because he has this line in there that says being more conscious of the way we raise our daughters. Right? See, I take this as an opportunity. I feel this as a win for our people. You know why? Because our people need to learn how to be more responsible and be who we are supposed to be. That's why. And here's the thing, we don't, okay, so I was having a conversation, it was amongst friends about this yesterday, right? And so they said, they put this thing, I'm putting my daughter, 13 years old, I'm just gonna put my daughter on birth control. Why would you do that? See, if we start being more conscious of the way that we raise our daughters and we start educating them on what sex actually is. See, America teaches, we let society and the TV and movies and all these kind of things teach our children and what it is that and influence ourselves as well, because it's women as well. You know, it's grown women. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's women as well. And so, if you were to educate yourself and become more sexually responsible, right? Like, why is it so hard? And I need you guys who's listening, and if you watching it on a playback or anything like that, in the comments, I read the comments, leave in the comments, I want to read it, because why is it so hard for our people to be sexually responsible? Why do we feel the need to, like I started this segment, or like I started this show with the beginning of the show, sexualizing children, right? We promote sexuality in almost everything that we do. We feel sex sales. You know how many people say, you hear in sales say sex sales, like those type of things they feel that they need to do to get ahead in the game. No, depending on what it is that you want to do, you sexualize yourself. We're not taking more responsibility. Why not just be more conscious of who you are giving to give to? Men as well. Just like the man going through it trying to feed his child. He ain't doing nothing but trying to be a good father. And look at the stuff he got to go through, because he wasn't being conscious enough of who he was making a mother, or who he was having a child with, procreating with, because that's what it is. Like, we need to stop looking at sex as an act of pleasure or a way of getting to know somebody, or, you know what I'm saying, something like that, and start looking at it as the way of reproduction, because that's what it is. Every time you lay down with somebody, you should be thinking, can I reproduce with this person? Can I co-parent with this person? I hate the saying mama's baby, daddy's maybe. Nah, bro, it's both our babies. You the daddy. Whether you know who the daddy is or not, when you find out who the daddy is, you the daddy. Ain't no question about it. Be a daddy. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no just mama's baby. Mama's always got to do this. No, we need to stop with that narrative. We need to stop thinking like that. We really need to get back on the things of, like I said, being more protective of who you're actually having children with. You know what I'm saying? You're not doing that, and that's not by being able to get an abortion. That's being sexually responsible with who you are in your body. Teaching that to your children. Like, I can't stress enough of, I always tell people the way that my mama taught me about sex. I always do, because I swear it just changed my mentality from everybody else around me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just did. I don't know. And birth control is not the answer. Oh, another thing that this is going to happen. You know what's going to happen? These men, they about to come out with this birth control, tell you everything happened for a reason, right? And they play on our emotions. So now they didn't bend the Roe versus Wade. They can't not having abortions, okay? Everybody in a hoorah, because you can't have abortions. If I get a girl pregnant and I don't want the baby, I can't just pay for an abortion, right? I'm going to go get male birth control. Male birth control, because you know that's what they coming out with. We talked about that 2, 3, 4 shows ago. The male birth control. And I told y'all, don't y'all be those people's guinea pigs running to the line trying to get that male birth control. But see, now they didn't overturn Roe versus Wade. What you think the men thinking? Oh, I'm gonna go get me some male birth control. They ain't gonna be dependent on a woman to say, you know what I'm saying? Not because they think women be trying to trap them anyway. So they ain't gonna be dependent on a woman to say that she on birth control or this, and that. They're gonna go get their own birth control. You know, that male birth control gonna mess y'all up. That male birth control gonna make y'all go crazy. I'm telling y'all, it's gonna make y'all sterile. It's gonna do something. I don't know what it's gonna do something. That I'm telling you, it ain't right. It's something ain't right about it. And now they pushing, it's like they pushing on it, and they gonna make you think it's your idea. They gonna make you think it's your idea. These people is about to be running to the man. Listen, y'all, don't y'all be more responsible. Quit looking for the easy way out. That's how people, we always looking for the easy way out. Be more responsible. Now, birth control is not the answer. Not putting your young children on birth control. Now, if you grown, you want to get birth control, okay, do it. Most grown women I know don't want to be on birth control because we was on birth control when you was younger, got off of it, understand what happened, the type of effects that happened to us mentally, physically, everything like that. And now you get back on birth control, you like, this don't feel right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now you kind of understand the way that it plays on your body. So you don't just push that on your children. Be more responsible for your children, more conscious of the way you raise your daughters. Okay, don't be afraid to tell them the real. Be honest with them. You know what I'm saying? But don't make it all we got to understand, like when you're teaching this, it's not all about pleasure. It's not all about STDs. Yes, those things can happen. You can die. You can produce a child. But like I was just telling my friend, I wish somebody would have warned me about the energy ties, like the ties to people that have that creates. Like, I wish I could have got a warning on that. I think I didn't cause myself more misery off of that type of stuff than anything else. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no really other problems, but I'm just saying, like, out of anything else, like, it just be real, you know? But the thing about it is that as adults, you got to understand it too. As adults, we got to start understanding this because we still out here doing the same thing, having one night stands, just sleeping around with people, don't really know who that person is, ain't really met that person. Then you have a baby by the person, and now you in a whole nother baby mama, baby daddy situation, single mother. This what they say, 8% of abortions because people didn't want to be a single mother. Can't afford a baby. That's the same thing, because if it's two of y'all can figure it out. So it must have been by yourself. You can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Not ready for a child. Like these is numbers, that things that we can avoid. We can avoid this to even getting in the situation. Don't try to worry about them being mad on them figuring out what the one solution of what you may consider a problem. No, understand the root of it and attack the root of what you think that issue is or whatever. Because that issue is, if you're thinking about young girls getting pregnant and not being able to have an abortion, well, talk to them to where teach them to the fact that you won't have to worry about young girls being teenage mothers. You know what I'm saying? Educate them a thing. And then I know they're gonna start talking about, they saying like people gonna be watching you. Don't use the period tracker apps and all this other kind of stuff. Now everybody, the people saying that, if y'all better use them apps. Now look, it is not that serious. See, it should not be that serious. It should not be that serious. Don't get me wrong. You spend too much time on it if we think if we get into a position to think that we're supposed to be giving it that much energy. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, we got to be more conscious of, and men too, not even just your daughters, but it's men as well. You know what I'm saying? Because they create these ties, these energy ties with many women and things as well, missing energies. And then they wondering why their world's so dark and why they feel like the weight of the world on their shoulders and everything stretching them out. And they just irritated. You know what I'm saying? Like everything making them snap off or spaz out or whatever, because all these different energies they mixing themselves with, thinking they just out here being a player, whatever, you know. I don't know whatever it is whatever they feel like they doing or whatever, but you got to understand, explain it to them too, because they got to understand it as well on the flip side, because it don't just happen to women. It ain't just us. It happens to men too. You know, and I understand it's a difference in when it comes to puberty and like teaching things and everything, and to girls and boys. I know we talked about like the trophies and the belts and all this other kind of stuff or whatever, but I just feel like we got to do a 360 on the way that we are introducing things and teaching things, especially in the day and age. So we got to understand that we can't keep teaching our children and future generations the same way that our parents taught us, because we don't live in the same world. And we are preparing ourselves for a totally different world. You know, like there's going to be the things, this just the beginning. You know, this the beginning, especially if we don't start understanding the importance of voting, you know. And also know this too. See, we really understood that thoughts was things, baby. We could just all get together, hold us a little prayer visual, you know what I'm saying? Hold up the collective thought, really, and just take out the whole We'll take out all the justices, take them out, except the old new girl. We like her. But I like, you know what I'm saying? They old anyway. Natural causes, COVID. You know, something, I don't know. But we got to start doing better and taking more time, because now we see the type of things that we're headed into. They want to go back. I seen one tweet, little guy in Congress or whatever. Baby, they was talking about Brown versus Board of Education. They trying to turn everything talking about segregation. They want to go back into segregating schools. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm with it. Okay, I don't think that they should be teaching our children. I think they hinder them. You know, a pipeline to prison. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Never have. I always decided that I would homeschool my children. When the time comes that I had children, you know, so but look at the things that they're trying to do. See how it's starting, and you see that it's not, you be thinking that they can't do that, that's not gonna happen. Guess they showed you that it dang show can happen, and it's definitely happening, and it's starting to happen. You know, so you got to ask yourself what's next. You got to prepare, like game of chess. We got to prepare for what they're going to do next. And we got to take action into preventing the things that we can. Serenity prayer, the wisdom to know the difference. But we can make a difference in this type of things. We can make a difference in this type of things if we start understanding the voting system and voting in the right people and not voting off of emotions. And not voting off of what somebody tell us that we should be doing, being programmed to think a certain way, and we start thinking for ourselves, thinking with logic, then we can make some changes, you know. But until then, they're gonna keep doing this, playing on your emotions, doing whatever they want to do, playing on your emotions, doing whatever they want to do. Getting you in an uproar, doing whatever they want to do. All the protests, doing whatever they want to do. They don't care about anything that you do. They still gonna do whatever it is they want to do. And it's mainly just based off of a lack of understanding, being ignorant, okay, to certain things that we gotta wake up from and quit being so quick to react off emotion, off these little games, the things that they were doing, and understand the accountability and responsibility that it puts upon us. I like it. I feel like it needs to whip you into shape. Like I said, being more sexually responsible with your body. Men and women. Y'all see what the man was going through with the dang food? You shouldn't have to go through that to take care of your seed. We need to get back into creating families, generational wealth. Because you can't create generational wealth without a family. Having our children raised up in healthy relationship dynamics so they grow up knowing how to be in healthy relationships. Having things to pass down, businesses, things like that. All those things is created by having a family. But you have to be more responsible with choosing who you want to have a family with. And it's not out here on a whim and nim and having families, making families on accident. And y'all mad that somebody want to make you more responsible for that? That don't make sense to me. How you mad that somebody was trying to tell you that you need to be more responsible? The fact that they said that they can't, that you can't. See, that's the problem with us. We don't like to be told that we can't do something. That's just like you tell me I can't do something, it's gonna make me want to do it more. It's gonna make me want to do it even more. And that's what we falling into. That's childish. We ain't gonna play those games. That stuff don't matter. All it should do is make you more responsible for yourself and the children and the people that you choose to lay down with and procreate with and everything like that. It should make you more responsible, more accountable for what it is that you're doing. That's it. And that's how you should look at it and move on. Because ain't nothing we can do about it. They can protest and stuff all they want. Ain't nothing we can do about it. I'm going to because that's about my time. And I got 3 minutes. I'm closing it out. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening to me again. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. So real quick, ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care, in the breast of one mother, have given you sex. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Peace. Peace, Instagram.